classes on Verbling for a long time, or have you just recently started?
Mm, I have learned the English on the Berlin for three or 4 months.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I have actually been teaching on Verbling for about 3 months. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, we just have not run into each other yet. So,
Mhm.
excellent. Well, welcome. All right. Well, today's topic. Oh, by the way, it just it just out of curiosity, here in Idaho, it is 1 a.m. So
1 a.m.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much the latest that I will teach. I have when I first started, I was teaching at 2 and 3 and 4 a.m. But it got too much, so I stopped doing it. So now it is 1 a.m. And so,
Mhm.
all right. Well, so the topic today is on time, and so let's go ahead and get started. Um, so, um, bear with me a moment while I get
Mhm.
this set up. And okay, and Abimelech. You said there's only one time zone in India.
Yes.
Okay. Um, oh, hi, Vincenzo. How are you? Hello, Vincenzo.
Hi, Holly.
Hi, how are
Uh,
you doing?
Fine, thanks. What
Good.
about you?
Very good. Very good. So
Mm.
is it warm in Italy right now?
No, it's fresh air here.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I think it's 12 degrees or something, 15
Ah,
degrees, something like this. Yes.
yeah, that's nice.
But it's very clear. It's very
Okay.
clear. Yes.
Okay.
You don't
And
have there isn't clouds.
okay, and it's about 9 a.m. there, right? This
Yes,
the
yes,
same as
9.
Spain. Okay.
Yes. And what's the time there?
Right now it's 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
So
This is
so
8 hour uh,
yeah, eight hours
difference.
difference. Yeah. So
Ah,
I always know when it's, for example, when it's midnight in my time zone, you guys are all probably waking up about now by then. So
yes.
or starting work or whatever. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with time. So let's put these periods of time in order from the shortest to the longest. Um, so we have a decade, a fortnight, a century, a year, a millennium, a split second, and a generation. So how long are these? Yes, Glenn, you can join if you have a ticket or subscription. So how long are these? Does everybody know what these words mean? A decade, a fortnight?
Yeah. Yes, I noticed.
Okay, you know. Joyce, do
Uh,
you know all of them?
Yes, yes,
yes.
I
Yeah,
know.
a split second. I'm not sure. Split second. It's splits.
Okay, split second is you're not sure about. Okay,
Mhm.
split second is actually that's what it really is. It's basically
It's just
something really quick.
very quick. Yes.
It's quicker than a second. So
Okay. Quick this. Okay.
very very
Mhm.
quick. Okay, all right. So how long is a decade? Well, first of all, let's put this in order, and then we'll talk about how long. So what is the shortest? Abimelech. Well, what is the shortest word here?
A split second.
A split second. Yeah. So that would be number one. And so what is next? Uh, um, Araceli.
I think a fortnight.
See, a fortnight, a year, a decade, a century. Yep, you are correct. A fortnight. And what is next? Joyce, what do you think is next?
A decade.
No, it's
Mm.
something else is shorter.
Oh, a year. A
A year,
year.
yes, a
Yeah.
year. Okay. And then Vincenzo, what is next after that?
Decade.
A decade. And then
Decade.
Abimelech, what is next after that?
A generation.
Yes, a generation. And then Araceli.
A century.
a century, and then Joyce.
Millennium.
A millennium. Okay, so we say, so a split second, of course, we already talked about that. That's like really quick. Okay, how long is a fortnight?
15 days or 14, I'm not sure.
It's basically 2 weeks. So,
Yes.
yeah, okay, 2 weeks. So how long is a year?
365 days.
I was wondering what. Okay, 365 days, or we could say 12 months.
Yeah.
Or how many weeks is that? Is that 52 weeks?
52, yes, 52.
56?
52.
52 weeks. Do you guys in your countries have week numbers?
No.
In Finland, they have separate. I think they've done this in Sweden as well. They have separated the entire year to week numbers. So week 1, week 6, and so instead of saying a date, they've made it really easy. They just say, let's meet at 6 o'clock Tuesday, week 6, or week 32. And so in English class, used to have to train that the rest of the world does not have week numbers, and the only time we do week numbers, if we would say the first week of January or the third week of March.
In this way, you can pay attention to the weekends. No?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But it was very efficient. I really liked it. I got used to being able to speak in week numbers and would forget when I wasn't talking to a non-Scandinavian. So okay, so how long is a decade?
10 years.
10 years. Okay. 10 years. Okay. And how long is a generation?
That could be 24 years.
20 years.
How long?
20 or 30 years.
Okay, 20 to 30 years.
Yeah.
I had it in my head for some reason, and I'm not sure why, that a generation was 80 years, because the lifetime of a person. But then I realized, Holly, your logic is off. But the last time I taught this lesson, probably about a month or 6 weeks ago, somebody told me, no, it's about 20 years, only 25 years. Okay, so a century then would be?
100 years.
Years.
Okay, and then a millennium is?
1,000.
1,000
years.
1,000 years. Okay, so okay, let's talk about some of these. Abimelech. Oh, we have somebody new who has joined us. Welcome, Odie. Welcome, Odie. Where are you from?
Hello, teacher. From Indonesia. Sorry.
From Indonesia. Welcome.
Yeah,
All right.
Welcome. Thank you.
Awesome. So, yeah, by the way, in the month of December, everybody ask me at the end of the month what my tally is, but I'm writing down every country that I work with, and Joyce and from Taiwan and Odie from Indonesia, I get to write your country down now. So, but I'm writing down all the countries in the month of December because my mom wanted to know, and so far we've got on my list, including Taiwan and Indonesia, 29 countries in the last week since December 1st.
You have all the countries in the world, did you know?
And this is almost all verbally too, so it's really cool. So on December 31st or December 30, ask me what my tally is. Say, send, if you're not in my class, send me a message. So how many countries did you get, Holly?
How many?
Yeah. If you say how many, I'll know what you mean. So, but my mom asked me probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago if I would tell her how many nations, people from different countries I worked with, and I was like, I don't know, Mom. And I had done this back in 2010 And at that time, in 30 days, I worked with about 35 countries.
Ah, that's
So
okay.
so I was like, I said to her, man, I wish I wouldn't have lost my hard drive because I lost my list. But anyway, okay, let's go on. Abimelech, what were you doing a fortnight ago?
Fortnight ago,
Yeah.
maybe I was in the at the office.
Uh-huh. You were at the office working?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay. And Araceli, what were you doing a decade ago?
Ooh, a decade ago. It's hard to. Oh, maybe 2014, 2004. I think that was when I was pregnant with my daughter.
Uh-huh.
So I was celebrating Christmas, I remember,
Mm-hmm.
and having dinner with my coworkers. And I remember I look at the pregnancy test and discover I was pregnant with my daughter.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That was
And-
about December 10 years ago, more or less.
And how long ago was it? I mean, 10 years ago, of course. How far along were you?
How
So-
far?
Yeah, I'll write it down. So the question is, how far along were you? So in that is actually asking about your pregnancy.
Yes. No. It was the first weeks, because it was in
So-
December when I found it out, like
Uh-huh.
4 weeks of pregnancy.
So you could
If
say
it-
I was in my you could say I was in the first few weeks, you could say that, or I was in my first trimester.
Yes. Okay.
It's how you could answer it. The way you answered it though was very good. So, all right. And Joyce, tell me, what were you doing a year ago?
A year ago, I was working at home. A year ago,
What
Yeah.
working
at home, became a
home?
freelancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So were you working with what type of work were you doing as a freelancer?
I am an editor.
Oh, awesome. Do you use sites like what is it? Elance and Odesk?
Sorry, please say it again.
Yeah. Do you use freelance sites like Elance and Odesk? And yeah, there's a site called, I'll put it on the Google chat. It's a site for freelancers. It's called
Yeah.
elance.com, and then there's another one that's called odesk.com, and then another one, of course, freelancer.com. Do you use any of those sites?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't use the web.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. You use local context. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's even better. Awesome. Okay, excellent. Odie. Okay, now the rest of these you can't say what were you doing like a century ago or a millennium ago. So my question for you is, in the last 100 years, what do you think was the most important event that has happened?
I think the most important what had happened since 100 years ago is a good technologies have developed very much better than 100 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
The
So
technology.
yeah, so the we could say the best thing that has happened in the last 100 years is the advances in technology.
Oh, it advances. Okay.
Yeah, and excellent, thank you. And Vincenzo,
Thank you.
a question for you. What were you doing at the change of the millennium? Are you there, Vincenzo?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So what were you doing at the change of the millennium? When it,
Yeah, it's a very hard question. The change of the millennium. It was in 1900.
15 years ago, I think.
I think I wasn't there, teacher.
No. Well, yeah, 2000. New Year's,
Ah,
1999 to 2000.
you mean about the
New Year's 2000.
2000? Ah,
Yeah.
2000. Yes,
When
yes.
the,
At the time,
yeah.
it's very difficult for me to. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the change of the millennium, do you remember what you were doing?
Yes, yes. I was. How can I say? I was retired. Yes, at the change of the millennium, I was retired. I was out of my off of my work. My work.
Uh-huh.
Yes, at the beginning of my retirement.
Okay.
Yes.
But what were you actually doing at the New Year? That's what I'm asking. What I mean, at the New Year when it changed from 1999 to 2000. Do you remember? Were you at home celebrating, or were you at a party?
Yes, 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 yes. Naturally, yes, yeah. I was celebrating with my family, with my wife, and yes. The problem is that
Okay.
yes, and she left me in the 2012. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you were with your wife and family.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just kind of interested. Abimelech, what were you doing when the millennium changed?
That time I was studying in school, and I was doing the kind of things that children do.
Yeah, no, but I mean what I mean is, for example, when it changed from 1999 to 2000 at the New Year.
Oh, okay. Means.
Do you remember where you were when the millennium changed?
I was at home and celebrated with my family.
Okay. Okay. And Araceli, do you remember what you were doing when the millennium changed?
I think it was that year I was living here in Madrid. I had just moved here, so I was living in an apartment, and I remember I was sharing the apartment with a friend, and we went out to celebrate the New Year's, and I think we went out and celebrated in the in the Puerta del Sol. That is a very typical place to celebrate it because there is a clock that is playing the bells. How do you say that? The bell.
The bell struck.
Yes. With every bell struck, you eat a grape. Here in Spain, that's the tradition. So with every bell strike, you eat one grape. So you eat 12 of them, and then you kiss and hug everyone. And that was in the street that year because we decided to see it. We usually watch it on the TV here in Spain, but that year we decided to go and see it in the place. But it was a really a deception for me because we couldn't hear the bells because there were too many people. So
so you could hear the bells when the clock struck 1 or clock struck 2.
Yes, later on I have been watching it at home on the TV.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was bell chimes is really what they are instead of bell chimes. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And Joyce, do you remember what you were doing during that New Year?
I went to the party with my friends, and we had a very cozy time, and countdown to welcome the new year.
Okay, so you just stayed with friends and just enjoyed the New Year. Awesome. Odie, what did you do?
Was I think at the Melanie. I'm still in the junior high school.
Oh, you're young. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The junior high school, and then I think I'm not going anywhere. Just spending the year the New Year Eve with my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 And I was normally on New Year's I stay in, but that one was like Aratheli said was it was an important one because it changed from 1999 to 2000. So I was actually in the center of Tampere in Finland. And as it changed over, they had fireworks and everything, but there weren't a lot of people there. I think a lot of people were traveling or something. So, all right, let's go on. Time adjectives. Let's complete the sentences with the adjectives below. So we have brief, eternal, long-term, temporary, and timeless. Do you all know what these words mean?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you do, Artheli? Everybody know these words?
I'm not sure with brief.
Brief. Okay, brief is short. So, and it's a brief period of time. For example, he stopped by my house briefly. And one thing though about brief is it is based on context. So a short time, like for example, he lived in the United States for a brief time. Okay, well, how long did he live here? Well, he lived here for 3 months. So, or he came by the house for a brief time. Well, how long was that? 15 minutes. So it's really based on context, but it really means a short time, but it is based on the context. Because 3 months is a short time to live somewhere, where 15 minutes is a short time to visit somewhere. So, any other words? Joyce, did you have a word or a question? Hello? Joyce, you were off mute. Now you muted yourself. So, are you fine? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what's the difference between internal and timeless.
Well, they're very similar because eternal has no ending.
No ending.
No ending, okay? Where timeless is, a lot of times when we use timeless, we talk about things that, like, for example, fashion. There are certain clothing items that are timeless, that is worn in every generation, and it is timeless. Or there's music that is timeless, that every generation will enjoy. Where eternal is actually talking about that there is no ending. So a lot of faiths believe in eternal life, and a lot of religions, that when we die we will still live in eternal life, and that's how it is used actually. So does that make sense, the difference? Okay, excellent, thank you. Very good question. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Let's start with Abimelech. Can you read number 1?
Repairing your laptop again is just you really need to buy a new one. Brief solution?
No, there's another one that's better.
Yeah, temporary.
Temporary, yes. Okay, and Aratheli, could you read the next ones?
The band's music is timeless. Almost every generation can enjoy it.
Yes. And number 3, Joyce.
Many religions believe in eternal life after death.
Okay. And Odie, number 4.
Scientists are researching a long-term solution for the problem of global warming.
Yes. Okay, and Vincenzo, number 5. Vincenzo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Can you read number 5?
Yes, for a moment you could see dolphins in the distance.
Okay, so
for a brief moment.
For a brief moment, yes, excellent. All right, so all right, long-term solutions to the problem of global warming. Do you guys? A question for you, just out of curiosity. Do you believe that there are long-term solutions to the problem of global warming?
Yes, I think so.
You think there are?
Yes, I hope so.
Hope so. Okay. What do you think, Joyce? Are there long-term solutions to the problem of global warming?
I'm not so sure, but I think the scientists would be take a good solution to the global warming.
Okay. Abimelech, what do you think? Is there? Do you think that the scientists can find long-term solutions for the problem?
I don't think so, because day by day global warming is increasing, and maybe scientists would find solution that will be, I think, temporary.
So yeah, so it's more temporary solution. Araceli, what do you think? Is it possible?
I really don't know. I suppose when things get worse and worse, maybe people will realize that they have to do something, and maybe when there is no other way of solving the problem, governments and people will take serious measures and respect them. But well, we never know what's going to happen. I mean, is maybe yes, the weather is changing, but maybe human race will survive, or maybe not, and the long-term solution will be human race to become extincted. You know.
Yeah, okay. And Odie, what do you think?
I think I believe that they will find it, but I don't think so. Because the world is always changing day by day, and what they found is just for temporary solution, for make it longer. I mean, longer for the bad happen is really calm. It's just for, how do I say it?
They'll just find temporary solutions where it won't count for permanent. It won't be permanent solutions. Is that basically what you were saying, or?
I think it's just for make it the bad impact of the global warming is just to make the bad impact of the global warming come in a long. I don't know how to say it.
Okay. So the bad impact. Are you saying maybe the bad impact has not actually happened yet? There's still.
Yeah, I think the bad impact is not happened yet, because what they do is just to make it longer to make the bad impact happen. That's what I think.
Okay, excellent. All right. All right, let's look at these words. We have momentary, permanent, provisional, everlasting, and enduring.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay. Yes.
Is it possible to use a few instead of brief?
For a few, on that one, yes, you could say for a few, but you'd have to put moments as plural, so you would say for a few moments you could see dolphins in the distance. But a few moments is actually longer than a brief moment.
Okay.
In this context. But yeah, you can definitely do that. So, thank you for asking. Any other questions?
No, thank you.
All right. All right. Let's match the synonym below to the adjectives above. So we have momentary, permanent, provisional, everlasting, and enduring. So, Odie, can you choose one of the words and match it?
Okay, let me. Everlasting. Internal.
Eternal, yes. Eternal and everlasting are together.
Eternal.
Perfect.
Okay.
Eternal.
Okay. And Araceli, can you choose one?
Provisional is temporary.
Provisional is temporary, yes. And a lot of times it's used like, for example, a provisional government. After 9/11 and Afghanistan fell apart, then they had what was called a provisional government. So, okay, and Abimelech, can you choose one?
Okay. Timeless is permanent.
Timeless is permanent,
No,
yes.
everlasting, I think.
Usually, at least in some context, everlasting and eternal are used as synonyms. So let me check the answers of this in this. Momentary, see, everlasting and eternal are together, and right. Okay, so it's timeless is not permanent. There's another one that's permanent. Timeless goes with the word enduring. Does everybody use that word enduring before? Enduring. And then, but everlasting and eternal are together. So
Excuse me, teacher, but enduring is not long term.
Correct. Enduring is, if something is enduring, it lasts a long time. It's very similar to timeless. As far as you're basically enduring means something that has made it through the generations, or it can be. It also means to endure. For example, through a marathon. She ran the marathon, and it was very difficult for her, and she endured. So it is the best one with of all the words. Is the best one with timeless. Permanent would not work as well, because we've got another word that goes with permanent that's even better. And so, what do you think goes? What do you think permanent would go with, Vincenzo?
Permanent is long term.
Yeah, permanent and long term. Now, everlasting, eternal, timeless, and enduring are very close to each other as far as definitions. So
is enduring is a like everlasting in a certain way.
Exactly, it is.
It's very strange, you know. It's very strange.
Yeah, they're very, very, very similar to each other. Okay, so Joyce, what word goes with brief? And of course, you've got the most difficult one, matching.
Momentary.
Momentary, yes. So, all right. Okay, let's go ahead and practice some of these words. So, Vincenzo, tell us, not me, tell us about something that you consider timeless.
Yes, timeless. Yes, I can think that life is timeless. I can think because, yes, going always to renew is good. It is. I can say life is an object of life, or can figure life like a person. What kind of pronoun can I use? Life.
Life is like a person. Yeah.
What kind of pronoun can I use, teacher?
You would just choose one, he or she or it. Your choice.
It's very strange because I can't find something appropriate for.
Yeah. So life. Basically, you're saying that life can be timeless because
the life.
Yeah, life.
In general meaning, yes.
Yeah.
life. So only life, no life without the article.
Okay, so are you saying that because every generation
Yes.
is pretty? There's many differences, but then we're all the same.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a tree, no? There is a, it has seasons, no?
Mm-hmm.
Then can live another time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
In English, we have a saying that says there is nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
And basically that everything is the same. Let's see. There
See,
is
always different, always new, different, but always the same, no?
Yeah, exactly.
In a certain sense,
Yeah.
different and equal in a certain sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Exactly. All right. All right. Abimelech. Have you ever see? I'm having a hard time coming up with questions for these. Permanent. Have you? Let's put it this way: are in India when you get a job, are your contracts permanent or temporary?
It depends on company. Like if a job is from government, then it is for permanent basis, and if a job is from private company or something, then it is provisional. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. All right. Thank you. Joyce. Joyce,
I
do you believe that do you believe that there is eternal life after death? Do you think it's possible?
yes, yes. I believe in eternal life after death.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um,
I guess that was a too personal question. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's a little bit more personal than I would like to get. Okay, so tell me, Odie, about the briefest moment. Tell me about a brief moment that you have had that was life-changing.
Life changing in a
Yeah.
brief. I don't think I did ever had that moment, but
Uh-huh.
um, I will give another example what I see that in a brief moment.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I
Excellent.
was I was said I was sitting on nearby the store and I see um, a stars from the sky falling in a brief.
Oh, okay. So you saw the stars, briefly saw the stars. Okay. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and Artheli, in Spain, you were telling me that many teachers move from school to school every year. Are there any teachers that stay in a permanent place?
Yes, there are some teachers who stay in a permanent position or place, but usually they are the eldest ones.
Okay.
So if you have a lot of years of in working for the state, you have the right to to stay in your working place forever as long as you want until you retire.
That is actually called seniority. So if a teacher has seniority, then they can stay in the same place. Okay. So do you are you now thinking about what school you want to stay in when you get seniority?
Now it depends because you need like 30 years of seniority to choose a school near your house, so
Okay.
I'm not thinking about that.
You haven't thought that far.
So it's weird, but by now I can't choose, so it's
okay.
Going to take me maybe 10 years more or more.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and look at these. It says complete the phrases in bold with suitable prepositions and match them to their definitions below. So Abimelech, could you do number 1?
Okay. The doctor told me to rest at home for the time being.
Perfect. And Araceli, number 2.
He can get a bit annoying. It's difficult. At times.
At times, yes. Okay. And Joyce, could you read the next one?
On the time if it had started to rain.
Okay. Now, I for some reason your microphone kind of did something weird, and I did not hear the preposition. I hope you said this one, but I'm going to pretend like you said that one because I didn't hear it anyway. So by the time we were ready to leave, it had started to rain. Okay.
Okay.
Odie, number 4.
They entered the building one at a time.
One at a time.
One at a time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, number 5, Vincenzo.
When we arrived, the match hadn't quite started yet. We got there just in time.
Perfect. Just in time. Okay. And I will, after this, let's talk about the difference between on time and in time because it's confusing for a lot of people. Number 6, Abimelech.
He makes the same mistakes time after time. He'll never learn.
Perfect. Time after time. Perfect. And Araceli.
He arrived just a few minutes after I called him. He got here in no time.
In no time, perfect. Okay, and then number 8, Joyce.
We are going to be late again. The bus is never on time.
Okay. All right. So first of all, let's talk about the difference before we do this next exercise, the difference between in time and on time. Has anybody heard the difference, or do you remember the explanations you've been told in the past?
I think in time is when you have time enough, just maybe a few minutes before the hour, and on time is when you arrive exactly on the time, when you are punctual.
Okay, so in time is so on time is when you're punctual, and in time is when you're early.
I understand something like that. Not
Okay.
early, but on time is on the exact time.
It's kind of like that. So on time is when you're punctual. In time is also when you're punctual, but the difference is when you would use in time is when you are running late. So he woke up late and was rushing around trying to get ready, but thankfully he got to the train in time. So, but on time is when previously there is no issue about getting there, or no issue about getting a report done. You just get it done on time, so you're punctual. Where in time, there's an issue beforehand. Now you don't know if you will get it done in time. The report, you might not get it done in time. Something like that. That is actually the difference between the two. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
In time, it's I think in time it's casual, and on time means punctual, it is forever, I think.
Yeah, on time is when you're punctual. In time is when you're having you might not make it, and then you do. So then you say, I made it in time.
So in time it's used when there are problems in order to get there. No? Yes.
Yeah. When you've had problems to get there, and so or you had problems writing the report or handing in the paper, but you get it there in time. I got it there just in time.
At the end, you get there in time. Yes.
Yeah. But you usually when you use in time, it's because you don't know if you're going to make it, and then you go, oh, I made it. So usually there's a sigh there.
Yes.
So.
And for sentence 7, it means he got here in no time. It means that he he was very quick.
Yes. If you get somewhere in no time, it means you're like very, very quick. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
But here it doesn't mean to arrive with
you
are late or something.
Correct. In number 7, it has nothing to do with punctuality. It has more to do with she was crying, she called him, he got there in no time.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So let's look. These are down here. A, B, C, D through H are the definitions for each one of these phrases. Let's see if we can match them. So, Odie, can you do the first one? Can you match the first one?
Match with okay.
Yeah, you match basically for the time being with one of these down here.
For the okay, on time with punctual.
So, okay, on time is with punctual. Very good. So, we've got E here, and punctual is 8. Very good. I'm glad you realized you didn't have to choose number 1. So, Vincenzo, can you choose one of these and match them? Okay, maybe he's stepped away. Abimelech?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I think it was muted.
Oh, okay.
In the, I think that in for the moment in time, no, not late. I think in time.
Yes. Not late with a little time to spare. Yes. Now there's that chance that you were going to be late, so that's why you're not late. So.
Yes.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay. So you're in time. Okay, and Abimelech, could you do the next one?
Okay. In no time. Very quickly.
In no time is very quickly. Perfect. You guys all match the ones that we already talked about. So. Araceli, can you choose one?
Number 2, he can get a bit annoying at times. He can get a bit annoying occasionally.
Yes. Occasionally. Yes. Perfect. And then Joyce.
He makes the same mistake repeatedly. He will never learn.
Yes, so he makes the same mistakes repeatedly. Perfect. And that's 6. Time after time. There's a song like that too. Time after time.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's probably from the 70s, but okay. And Odie, could you do the next one?
They enter the building at a time. For the moment.
No.
I don't know. When?
No, not when.
Okay. In single file.
In single file, yeah, the last one. So one at a time in single file. Perfect. Okay, so so that's usually a lot of times in single file or one at a time. You think of as school children who walk in line. So, okay, Araceli, could you do the next one?
By the time we were ready to leave is when we were ready to leave.
Perfect. When we were ready to leave is number 2. So the last one is, of course, the doctor told me to rest at home for the moment. Yeah, and so for a little bit, I will have to rest at home. Okay. All right. Let's complete the sentences with time. Do we have time? Yeah, let's look. Okay, we do have a little time. Let's complete the sentences with the time phrases. Okay. Abimelech, can you try to do number 1?
Okay. I've told them to stop sending me emails, but I still receive their alerts in my inbox. I've told them.
Let's see.
May see that text.
Yeah, repeatedly, probably.
Yes, repeatedly.
Okay. Or we could say time after time. So I told them time after time. Okay. And Vincenzo, can you do number 2?
I live very near you, so I can get to you, your place, your place very quickly.
Okay, very quickly, which would be, of course, in no time. In no time. Okay. Excellent. All right. Araceli, could you do the next one?
There is only enough space to enter the building one at a time.
One at a time. Perfect. Okay, and number 4, Odie.
Okay. Jack is very hardly ever. He will never get a promotion. At times.
Okay, so it probably has to do with punctuality. So Jack is hardly ever.
Oh, okay. Ever in time.
So Jack is hardly ever on time.
On
so,
time.
And that has to do for possibly at his work. Maybe he comes to work instead of at 8 a.m. or 7:45 when he should. He gets there at 8:15. So, and that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 5, Joyce.
We arrived just in time for dinner.
Yeah, and a lot of times, this is another cue. If you have the word just. That you will use almost all the time say in time, just in time. So that's I explained to you guys the meaning behind it, but this is one cue that if you use the word just, because you got there right on time, right there.
Seems that you are hurrying up, no? Hurrying up.
Yeah, you didn't have any time beforehand. So,
yes.
Exactly. And number 6, Araceli, could you do that one?
I think I'll keep my old phone by the time being. I'll think about buying a new one next month.
Okay. Actually, instead of by the time being, for the time being.
I said by the time. Okay, for the time being.
Yeah, you said by the time being, which is actually a common mistake. So I think I'll think about buying a new one next month. Okay. Number 7, Joyce.
For the time being, at the moment, no?
At the moment, yes.
At the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and Joyce, number 7.
Although it does rain at times, the weather in my country is generally dry and sunny.
I'm sorry I moved that. I apologize. So at times, yeah, it is at times, because I thought of something else, and I'm like, oh no. So the one I thought of, I don't think is even here. although it does rain from time to time.
Oh, from time to time.
And I don't think it's even on this exercise at all. From time to time, and that means the same as at times. So this should be an S, at times. Okay. All right, and Odie, what do you think number 8 would be?
At times we arrived at the party, Jane had already left.
Actually, by the time we arrived. So when we arrived, Jane had already left. So when we arrived. So all right, and then we didn't. Okay, we do not have enough time for the last section, and that's idioms. I did leave the link for you guys to download this exercise if you'd like to. So I do want to thank you all for your time and attention. And everyone, for those of you who are in Asia, have a good evening. For those of you who are in Europe, enjoy your day.
Yes, the same to you, teacher.
Thank you. I'm heading to bed first.
Thank you.
So good night. Bye.
Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.